Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 100K Q&A. I've got a ton of questions that I received through Twitter. I asked people on Twitter to submit their questions that way. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, that's a perk of being a follower on Twitter, is you know what's going on in the inside loop. So I figured I would open this Q&A session open to Twitter only for right now. So let's get started pretty much. Ethan Bryant asks, did you ever think your channel was going to explode like it did? Absolutely not. You know, I remember back in right around 2012, whenever I first began doing it, never once did I ever think, oh, I'm going to get to this point, have this goal to this. It never worked that way. It was always just a matter of, do it for fun. It was a hobby. I looked forward to doing it. It was something to do. I was going through a breakup at the time. It was really a great vehicle to get away from feeling, sad or anything like that. So today, 110,000 subscribers. It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. So no, Ethan, I never thought that was going to go down like it did. And I'm very, very thankful for it, I've got to say. Henry Rolling says, Jeff, what do you use to record your videos? Now, that's a two-part question. I get asked this one a lot. And I use Shadowplay for some games. And I use my Elgato HD60 for a lot of what I do. It's reliable sometimes. Actually, sometimes whenever I do record with the Elgato, it likes to have a little bit, like a half-second delay off of what you see in the video compared to what the sound is doing. And I have to always match those up the best I can by looking at how, a gun fires or how a car crashes into another or something like that. And it's usually a pretty much the same science, but it's a pain in the butt, but it works. I don't get any frame dropping from it and stuff like that. So hope that answers your question, Henry. Let's roll along here. Waffle Sandwich. I like your name. It looks like waffles with ice cream in them or something. Are you sponsored? If not, what companies would you like to sponsor? I'm not sponsored, which means that you're paid by somebody at all. I don't think that I'm to that level yet where somebody's approached me and said, hey, we're gonna give you money if you say you use this product or something like that. I've had companies give me products, send me products in the mail, and I promote them, but it's always a product that I personally use and I can get behind 100%. I can't sit here and tell you to get this or get that and not believe in the product myself. So I'm not sponsored, no, but if I am ever going to get sponsored, it's going to be something that I personally believe in. I can't just be like, hey, guys, you should subscribe to, what my grandma sends me, these Plane and Pilot magazine, I'm not, I'm a pilot, but I'm not an active pilot, and I don't plan on buying a turboprop airplane anytime soon. So it wouldn't make sense for me to be like, hey, guys, grab this. So anywho, let's roll along. Isaac Solis, good old Isaac. He's you're one of the loyals, I've got to say. What was the biggest push for YouTube? And I'm trying to understand what that means, but I never had a push to do it. It was always just a hobby. It was fun. It was something to do. And then the push, I guess, to continue doing it, if that's what you're going for there, Isaac, had to be the subscribers, had to be the community we built with you guys. I've really got to know a lot of you guys on a first name basis. I'm so thankful for that. I think it's amazing that, across the globe, we can talk to people about the same interests and stuff like that. And it's mind-boggling, actually. But the biggest push to continue to do YouTube would definitely have to be you guys. If I was just sitting here doing it for myself, sure, I'd still make videos, but I don't think I would get the same enjoyment out of it. I really don't. So I guess the biggest push for YouTube has to be the subscriber base and getting to know you guys, essentially. Thomas, what do you enjoy most about your job? Well, for those of you guys that don't know, I used to work, and I've worked in air cargo forever. I've worked in factories. I've worked on the line of machines, actually. One of the worst jobs was a printing company, and I had to lift these like pieces, like, you know, here, these things in a magazine, these little pages. Have to lift those things up and then feed them into a machine that would go down, a binding machine that would put them together and would become a magazine or book, or would glue them, or, you know, whatever. Worked long hours, 80-hour weeks, overtime, doing that job. And one of the worst things ever. I mean, you work yourself out, you know, you do work yourself out. But it was long hours, overnight, you know, and I'm surprised I didn't get depressed during those times. It was, I don't know. So essentially, I got moved into a shipping job there. I was working in a cubicle, and I just got to the point where I said, guys, I don't like this. This isn't me. I don't like it. You know, it was decent money. It wasn't bad. So I quit that job, and I went back to work in air cargo because I have such a love for airplanes. And I was really hoping that I would get motivated to get flying again. Of course, I never expected to start doing YouTube during this time. So I started doing YouTube and developed a huge passion for doing videos, mainly because right before I started doing YouTube, I was doing video production with my buddy. So I was learning how to professionally edit videos, use different editors like Premiere Pro, Sony Vegas, and stuff like that. I really like Premiere Pro. It's what I use today because it's just what I know, essentially. It's not like Sony Vegas is less than Premiere Pro. They're both great products. I just prefer Premiere because it's what I know. It's what I used. But anyway, now YouTube is my full-time job. I didn't do it until I was absolutely sure that I could make a living off of it and go full-time. What I mean by that is I was going from, you know, doing a couple videos a week to doing maybe, and actually when I was working at the airport, I was pushing out a video a day, sometimes two, which, you know, is what you do whenever you're full-time, because when I'm full-time, I'm making content for you guys. And the money I do make from it, I see it as getting paid for all of my time in editing, and just, you know, it's like a job, but it's something I absolutely love doing. So what do I enjoy most about this job currently, is just, my God, working from home has changed my entire life. I've, you know, grown up to where I've always been poor. I've never had money, in like, I never have. I still don't, but I never have money, and it's starting to happen to where, like, I'm starting to be able to make a decent living. And I mean, you can see I don't live in the Taj Mahal, but it's cozy. It's working from home. It's inner happiness of working from home, and it's changed my life way more than you guys could ever believe. And I truly thank you guys for that. It's just, I feel very, very, very lucky. And it's like what PewDiePie said about on his money vlog. I do watch, like, the, you know, big YouTube channels and stuff. It's just interesting to see that. If you're in YouTube, of course you watch that stuff. And he hit home with, you know, absolutely. If I wasn't here doing it, somebody else would, you know. Why does a certain actor in Hollywood or something, why do they get a break, and then, you know, we work hard at it all our lives, like Shia LaBeouf, you know, just do it. But I digress. Anywho, what do I enjoy most about my job? Being able to be home and have freedom from not being my own boss. Now, I'm quite disciplined. I get a lot of stuff done. I mean, I get 2 videos done a day sometimes, and if I don't get a video done at 2 videos done a day, I'll push that one off until like Saturday or something. So there you go, Thomas. Hope that answered your question. Matthew Montero, who's your favorite band? What's your favorite song? It's hard to answer those questions whenever people ask you, but I already know immediately. Who's my favorite band of all time is Pink Floyd. And my favorite song is Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. I grew up with that. I probably listened to it when I was in the womb of my mother, and it's just always stuck with me. It's the reason why I got that guitar back there. It's the reason why I picked up a guitar, was because of David Gilmour and Pink Floyd. So that's definitely my favorite band and my favorite song. Vinesh Kamlani. How did you meet all the Code Zero guys? Sorry for loads of questions. I'm just really interested. Don't worry about it, Vinesh. I know that you sent me like 10 questions or something. This is the one I chose because it's kind of everybody would like to know. How did I meet all the Code Zero guys? Well, Bugs was putting out YouTube videos of LCPDFR. Now, I've been playing LCPDFR since it began, since the first betas were released. But I didn't have a YouTube channel or anything. I had no outlet for that. I just played it because it was fun. And I watched a lot of cops. I always loved law enforcement, but I never could be a cop myself because I can't handle the sight of blood. I couldn't see the death the way they do. You got to be a special kind of person to do it, and it's just not anything that I know personally I could never do. So I just had in my free time as a hobby, I would play LCPDFR. So I was on YouTube trying to figure out how to get a Crown Victoria into Grand Theft Auto 4, and I came across one of Bugs' videos, and that's when I was like, oh, that's I didn't know. I was completely naive to the fact that people were making gaming videos of commentary. And I was like, well, I did flight sim radio. And so I've always done like some sort of entertaining thing for myself, essentially. But back in like 2008, all the way to 2011, 12, I did a thing called flight sim radio because I was big into flight simulators and also the production show value quality stuff. So I had a little radio show. And I got really comfortable into it. And then I was like, what? It would be really cool to play games and have somebody get to know you and be able to talk through an outlet of that rather than podcasting, which I was doing. So I saw one of Bugs' videos, and I saw that he was in a clan called the DPS. And I was like, okay. It's something that I was like, I was kind of nervous. I was like, I got to learn the 10 codes. I'm not a cop. And to be honest, I didn't even know if Bugs was a cop. He sounds way older than he actually is. And I went to sign up for the thing. They had an interview process, and Bugs was a creeper. He was in the TeamSpeak server just listening while he was packing to go to Las Vegas. And I was sitting down in an interview session, and he was like, we got to get that dude, because I guess I wasn't a tiny kid trying to get into a clan, and I actually wanted to learn more about law enforcement. That's the main reason why I got into the clan. So we met through there, and we hit it off immediately. We've been pretty much best friends ever since. Just what a stand-up dude he is. And that's what's crazy. It's like, somebody in the internet can be such a fantastic friend, way, way, way more than, some of the people around you, which is crazy. But I met Bugs that way. Alex came along later down the road. He was introduced by an ex-member, and we just all got along with him. He's a very, very, very laid-back guy. He fits very well with Code Zero, and it made sense. And he was always like, oh, no, I'm not going to be a part of Code Zero. And we were like, yeah, you are. You have no choice in this. You are part of Code Zero. And I mean, he's even had his, points where he was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And we're just like, we're all there as a support team. And we're like, Alex, just keep going, man. I mean, like, you've made it this far. Just keep going, and he doesn't expect anything out of it. He's got a great job and wife and kids, So, I mean, meeting Alex was awesome. He was just a person that was introduced to us, and we liked him. Let's see who else is in there. It's Chris. Chris was a fan, and to be honest, it was during a point in time where I was working so much, I didn't know what was going on inside of Code Zero. I just knew that we had been making videos and stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I had work, and I had to go travel for work, so I had to go to Austin, Texas. I had to go to Indianapolis and load 747s for the F1 MotoGP GP series. So there's a point, damn cat, there's a point where I couldn't be around that much. And Chris was kind of just brought in as a fan and somebody that played seriously, and they got to know him. So when I came back, I got to meet him. Instantly liked the dude. You can't not like him. He's very, 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 very kind. Shut up! He's just a very, very kind guy, and we're so glad to have him on board as well. Real life gets in the way of his channel and stuff, But he's putting videos out again, and he's been around, and it's been nice to talk to him again. So that's how I met Chris. Zach was a fan, and he wrote a nice message, and he kind of tricked people because he was playing a game legitly. And then whenever he had a play session, we'll call it a play session, I don't know, with people just to see if we match or gel with those people. He was acting like Zach, which I'm truly thankful for because that's who he truly is. And, you know, you got to like somebody for who they are, not for, what you think they are. So we met Zach. He was a fan, essentially. So there you have it. Frugal Pete, he is in Code Zero now. And Frugal is got a huge, flight simulator channel on YouTube. Stand-up guy. He's just, he's doing his thing, but yet he wanted to expand. He wants to play games. He wants to have fun. He sees that we're having fun. I was like, man, it just makes sense if you just join Code Zero because even if you're not around all the time, we just whenever you collab together, you cross over audiences, and you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So that means I know a ton of people send me messages all the time. Oh, you should play with me. I want to play with you and blah, blah. I could do that, but I can't make people like you. You've got to be kidding me. It's that ice cream man. Unbelievable. Anywho, so Frugal was I would just approached him and said, hey, do you want to be part of that? Polecat's in Code Zero, and he was playing LCPDFR, which is something I was at the time, and I would go out on the internet and check out people and see what was going on. And I came across his channel and I saw his EMB, and I was like, God, I want that EMB. So I decided to send him a message to say, hey, man, is there any way you could tell me where you got that EMB or how you do it? And he came back very, very, very quickly and said, oh, my God, he's like, he was a fan of Code Zero. I didn't know, and he said, I'd absolutely love to help you guys out. So we started becoming friends. I also dropped in on his LCDOJ clan and said hi to people because we had a lot of fans in there. I think it's very important to talk to the people that actually like your videos and watch them. You can learn so much from that. You really can. It wasn't until I went to California with Nicole to meet her to meet some of her family out there, where I got to meet Bugs for the first time. And when we were in California where Bugs lives, Polecat lives right down the road from him, so we all met up. And then when I met Polecat in person, I was like, Bugs, we gotta have him in Code Zero. He just makes sense. He's just a stand-up awesome dude. So Vinesh, I hope that explains a little bit of how I met everybody in Code Zero. We have some honorary Code Zero members, like Nicole, my girlfriend. She's been in some of our videos, and she's doing her own thing right now. And that explains itself. So anyhow, let's move along. Alex Blanton, what do you do to get yourself in the mood to record? That's a great question because sometimes it's hard to do that. Sometimes it's like, I got to get into this mode. And to me, it's not like I have to yuck up or I have to be like, hey guys, let's subscribe. I don't have to do anything like that. I just need to be in a good mood, essentially. If I'm not in a good mood or if I feel down about something outside of work or, maybe a comment I read and it really stung or something, and usually that happens in a personal message if somebody told me to kill myself or something, you're like, God, oh, wow. It doesn't give you motivation to just jump behind the camera or the microphone and start recording. So I need to be in a good mood. I usually always have to have my caffeine. It really does help. But mainly I need to have a focus and a point, a reason to do an episode that day. I don't just turn it on, just go, okay, well, here we go. I'm making another one. This is a job. I brainstorm and I go, what can we do? What can I do? I want to do this. And sometimes I'll look at my videos. I look at the likes compared to the dislikes and see what trends, what you guys want. So to get myself in the mood to record, it's usually caffeine, or it's just a matter of just being in a good mood because I don't like to record when I'm in a bad mood. And in the past, you've probably seen me record while I was in a bad mood. So I try not to do that anymore. Let's move along. Brad Supley. Would you ever consider getting back in the cockpit of a 172 and taking a camera with you? A 172 is a Cessna 172, a light little small single-engine airplane, which I am licensed to fly. But it's a matter of money and in priority, essentially. I haven't flown since 2011, I believe is when it was. I was doing some IFR training. And when I go and do my biennial, and whenever I go and get my medical current, then yeah, absolutely. When I go flying again, I would love to take up the GoPro and show you guys real flying. It's such an amazing experience. Flying an airplane solo by yourself has been one of the most exhilarating things I've ever done in my entire life. Besides run a YouTube channel, I mean, it's just things that you never think you're ever going to do, and you do. But I wanted to be an airline pilot really bad, and I fell in love with aviation, and I flew. So it's been a matter of money. It's a very expensive thing to do as a hobby, let alone if you're trying to go for it as a career. So when I do get in this Cessna 172, Brad, I will definitely take a camera with me and do a vlog or something. Timothy Wiley. What is the most difficult thing to overcome in being a YouTube or being a YouTube channel? I honestly think a lot of it is comments. I think a lot of YouTubers get hung up on the comments because, you know, you can read 100 messages of somebody saying you did amazing, I love this, and this is the reason why I love this, and you'll have 4 people in there that'll say this sucks, you suck, you should die, blah blah blah, kill yourself, etc. You get a life. And I really think that a lot of YouTubers will, and I'm guilty of it myself sometimes. You focus on that negative and you forget the positive sometimes. So it's really hard to do that. And a lot of people want to do YouTube as a career now and stuff. It's crazy. But it's not crazy, you know, make your dreams come true, Shia LaBeouf. Anywho, it's so easy to watch somebody do a video and go, I could do that. It'd be easy to do. And to actually do it is a total different thing. And whenever your channel starts to really grow in numbers, you have to decide whether or not you want to have a community with those, or you want to have a relationship with those people that you talk to. If you want a community, I think it's very important. I think it's something that's missing on YouTube a lot. We forget the reasons why we are watching YouTube. It's because we're watching somebody and not a production of a huge collaboration of people. So therefore, I think that we forget that we need to have a more one-on-one kind of relationship with the people that watch our videos. So anywho, what's the most difficult thing? It's got to be overcoming and getting over the fact that you will be bashed. You will have to deal with the hate. There's such a good side to it though, that overpowers it. And I really try to focus on that. I talk to you guys that say the nice things and focus on positive energy in the comments. So therefore, I think that's probably the hardest thing for any new YouTuber or somebody to get over. In even elder YouTubers, it's something that does bother them. Matt Bayless, how long have you and Nicole been together? We've been together for a year and a half now. It'll be 2 years in the spring coming up in 2016. And it's been amazing. I mean, we're each other's best friend. We both game. She's my support system, and that's so crazy. It's not crazy. It's so awesome because, you know, even if you're having a bad day, even if like I'm having a problem with, GTA 5 didn't work right, or I had to do this, and it's like, and those little things do like get me down. I'm like, all right, I need to be in a good mood when I record or something. It gets you down. She comes home from work and she works, long hours at a place. And I'm like, I don't want to bother with my petty problems. Like, I think these are petty things compared to what she has to do. But she never sees it that way. She's always very supportive. And we're always there for each other. She's just my best friend. And it's been absolutely awesome. So a year and a half, it feels like so much shorter time than it actually has been. And we're going on to 2 years and beyond. So as of right now, everything's fantastic. Couldn't ask for anybody else, honestly. She's irreplaceable to me. Let's move along to Ninja Mint's question. Best moment you've had doing YouTube? It's gotta be recently. I went down to Florida for the air show down there in Lakeland and met Frugal. I got to meet a lot of you guys. A lot of people came up and Justin Got Lime came up to me and his dad and to be able to speak to somebody who watches my videos and their parent and getting to bounce some ideas off of them and say, you know, why do you let your kid watch this or something or of that nature? And and it was such a humbling experience. You know, when I first started getting larger on YouTube, I was like, I just got to accept the fact that people are going to see this as like how I do when I watch a big YouTuber or something. I'm like, you know, maybe they're a little celebrity to them. And I've got to accept the fact that I'm getting to that point with people. I've never been that in my entire life. And when you get to a point, I was like, you know, one day if I'm ever famous, I would always thank the people that got me there. And I would talk to audience or to fans and people. I never thought I'd ever be doing this, and I never thought I would ever be at a channel with 110,000 subscribers, which is getting to the point where people actually do look up to you. You're becoming a role model, and I'm sorry for the young children that watch my videos. I'm not a great role model for cussing and everything. I think morale-wise, if you actually listen to my message, you know, I don't really have a message. What am I talking about? But if you actually get to know me, I'm not about I don't think I'm a horrible human being. So anywho, best moment has been meeting you guys. I met Jason at the racetrack at Gateway, and just meeting anybody that likes my videos and likes our group as Code Zero has been a very humbling experience, and that's my definite best moment I've had doing YouTube. So let's continue on before I get off on another tangent, shall we? Joseph Vila. Out of all the videos you've done, which one was your favorite and why? It's a good question. But the one that was my most favorite, the one that sticks out of my head, was back when we had an ex-member of Code Zero with us, and he was doing this patrol with us in LCPDFR. And we downloaded a bunch of these most ridiculous mods. It was like Mickey Mouse, a giraffe, and just dumb bullshit. And we acted like we were, and Zach was there too. We acted like we were cops, like we did with LCPDFR, but we were these most ridiculous characters. And we were trying to throw funny jokes in during it. And it was just absolutely hilarious. That's some of the most fun I think I've ever had in gaming. I couldn't breathe. It was so frigging ridiculous and hilarious. So Joseph, it's got to be that one. And maybe I'll link that in the description below so you guys can check that out. Anywho, let's roll along. Counter tactic. Would you ever do a fan meetup in St. Louis? Yes, I would, but we need a reason why. I don't just go, you know, I'm a celebrity, guys. We're going out tonight. Come hang out. It doesn't work that way. I'm not a celebrity. I'm a person like you. The best time to meet people is if I'm going to an event like the race or, you know, the local racetrack here, or if I went to a con or something like that. I'll let you guys know if I am. I always try to do that so, you know, I can meet you guys there. It just makes sense. It's in a public place. We're not meeting in a shady alley so you can stab me and say, ha, you should have used this mod or you should have gone back to LCPDFR. So let's continue on. Johnny Millsap. How old are you and where do you work? Well, two-part question. I am 30. I just turned 32, actually. I was 31 for a long time. It seemed like I was forever. And when you hit over 30, you're like, man, I'm getting old. But not really. I'm just got out of my late 20s and now I'm entering the 30s world. I still feel like a kid, though. Sometimes it's hard to believe how old I am whenever I'm hanging around younger people. So where do I work? I work here at home. I make YouTube videos for you guys full time. That's why you get 2 videos a day, and that's what takes up all of my time, essentially. But I still take my weekends off. I'm a firm believer in that. So merrily we roll along to Skylar Prins. If you could change one thing about your life, what is it and why? I've had somebody ask me this before, and it's got to be my teeth. I wish I would have taken better care of my teeth. I didn't have a choice on that. Whenever I was growing up, we didn't have dental insurance. We couldn't do anything with our teeth. We just had to live with what we had. And actually, this Saturday, I'm going to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. I've got to get 2 teeth pulled and get a bridge and all this other crap. But I'm getting to the point now to where I'll be able to afford that. And that's thanks to you guys. You know, I probably haven't smiled in so many years. I forget what it is. What that feeling is, because you're always so don't worry about this. My line 6 little processor over there is acting really dumb today. It's making sounds. But if I'm being honest, it would be my teeth. That if I could change that, that's the number one thing I would. And I'm working on that. I am working on that. So eventually, maybe you guys will get to see me smile. I know I rarely get to do it. It's just a habit. I don't like my teeth very well. So let's continue along to Raiden Plays. Raiden. Have you always had a passion for police roleplay? No, I haven't. I didn't even know what police roleplay was. I never was into roleplay. I thought it was dumb. And that's the reason why I never really got into a clan that you were typing things out, you know, checking pulse and, this. I just never got into that. I couldn't do it. It has to be more of the lines of 3D moving animation characters whenever I do roleplay. But the reason why I love the police roleplay is because I'm such a huge fan of the show Cops. I have such a huge respect for law enforcement and seeing what they go through every day. It's just insane. And now I got family that's involved in law enforcement now. So haven't always had the passion. It happened when LCPDFR came out, and I played Grand Theft Auto 4 since it came out. So when that mod came out, I was really excited for it. Let's move along to Major Pain. That was a movie, wasn't it? With like Sinbad or something? No, it was somebody else. Maybe it was Sinbad. I don't remember. Anywho, if you could create a game, what would it be? That's a good question. It would be an accurate NASCAR game, probably. iRacing's as good as you're going to get, but you're racing against people. The NASCAR games are so neglected. They haven't put out a good one since like the Dirt to Daytona series. It's just been a nonstop battle of just crap physics. The crash physics are terrible. And if I could put some money behind a game, and I had the means to do it, it would be to help a legitimate company make an amazing NASCAR game, get the licensing and all that stuff. I think that's something that's missing out there. As far as I know, people would think that I would say police games or something. But to be honest, I'm very happy with LSPDFR in the mods in the Grand Theft Auto world. It just makes sense. It's more on the lines of I know what to expect in that game rather than I don't know what to expect out of building something from scratch. So moving along to Tyler Holcomb. What's your favorite part about being a YouTuber? It's got to be like I said, talking to you guys down in the comments. It really pushes me to be creative. Because you guys always leave motivational speeches in my comments, and I'm like, you know what? Damn right. I need to do something better. I need to do this, and I'm always constantly searching for a way to do something different and open my mind and learn a new way how to edit something or whatever. So the best part about being a YouTuber is it's opened me up creatively like insane amounts. But my favorite part is getting to talk to you guys. When I do live streams and being able to talk to you guys, it's such a awesome experience because this channel would not be where it is if it wasn't for you guys that watch the video. I mean, if I don't have an audience, I don't have a channel. It doesn't make sense. And I'm trying not to be narcissistic about it because I just don't have an ego. I don't go, okay, I have 110,000 subscribers. I'm better than a person who has 2,000 subscribers. That's not true, because a person with 2,000 subscribers could be an amazing YouTuber. They could, they just didn't get that lucky, time, whatever, where somebody saw your video and said, hey, other people check this out. So my favorite part is definitely you guys. Has to be. Vance Meeks. Vance has been around since the beginning. He's a moderator on my Twitch streams as well. Aside from your YouTube, what or would you say has had the most positive impact on your life in the last few years? And to be honest, in the last few years, the number one thing has to be Nicole. Been the most positive impact. She's never let me feel bad about myself. We have such a fantastic relationship, and she I don't think I could do what I do today if I had a girlfriend or somebody who didn't understand it, didn't care about it, thought what I was doing is stupid, et cetera, et cetera. So the number one most impactful thing has been my relationship with Nicole, because of the fact that it just brings me up. So let's roll along here to Max L. Wozni. He has a two-parter here. With the cost of starting for YouTube for gaming so high with all the games, programs, software, etc., how do you justify starting? Well, that's just the thing. When you start doing YouTube, you can't do this going into it going, I need this, I need that, I'm going to make it to here, I'm going to make it to here. You don't. I had a lot of the equipment here because, like I said, I was doing podcast radio. I was pushing for quality on that stuff. And just a matter of any extra money I made, I saved up and I got a piece of equipment. I saved up, I got a piece of equipment, so on and so forth. That's why I still have my Gateway crappy monitor over there. I don't have a beautiful, nice monitor. One thing at a time, essentially, Max. And the second part of his question is, when starting YouTube, did you have any plans on where you would be? And how do you keep motivating to make video? How do you keep the motivation going to make videos? And I've kind of covered that already. But starting YouTube, I had no plans. None. Absolutely none. I didn't even know what it was, essentially, when I first started doing it. It was just a very big learning experience. I was putting all of my knowledge I knew from video editing into video game editing, which is totally different, by the way. And my motivation to keep making the videos is you guys. Coming out and reading, reading my emails and getting a nice message of somebody saying, you've brought me joy in this dark period of my life. And if I can do that, then, it's like, wow, I'm just me and I'm having fun and playing games. But if I bring joy and you guys have a lot of fun watching the videos, that's the only reason why I would do it. That's the only reason to do it. So that is the motivation, you guys, for sure. Let's move along. James, what's the number one sporting event you'd attend if someone offered you a trip for free? The Daytona 500, absolutely, or the Coke Zero 400 or whatever. And I've been offered that. I just couldn't make it because of I would have had to get on an airplane that day to get down there. So one day, I'll see the Daytona 500. I just want to see what pack racing looks like in person. Moving along here to Daniel Diesel. What is your most and least favorite thing about being a full-time YouTuber? The most is, like I said, I've covered these things many times and thinking of something else to add to it, is all these new games that come out. I get excited about them, like, oh yeah. Or a mod comes out, I get overwhelming excited. And that's the inner child in me. And that's just, I've been playing video games since I was a kid. So therefore, I still get really excited about video games, period. So being able to do this as a job, I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool. How can I play this game and show you guys it? Because that's what this is. That's what YouTubing in a video game sense is, sharing a video game experience with you. I would normally, everything you would see on the screen, I normally do in the comfort of my own home when I'm not recording. So why not just record it and show it to you guys as well? And the least favorite thing has got to be the overwhelming amount of messages I'm getting that I can't respond to. I try to respond to everybody I can, and focus on the positive people, of course. But the least favorite thing has got to be the negative side, which is dealing with people that send you hates and stuff like that. But I think I personally do a good job of it. Sometimes I'll have a short fuse with somebody on a comment, but usually all is well. Let's roll along. Colton Rock Kowalczyk. I think that's how you say his name. I'm sorry there, buddy. Can people send you their computer to download LCPDFR for them if they are not good with computer, even though you made a video? Colton, no. Nobody please don't send me your computer. I don't put out my address for that reason. Don't send me your computer. I'm not your technical support for LCPDFR, LSPDFR. Guys, I'm not. Going to those mod sites are going to give you way more than what I know. I know because I go and read that stuff, and I really, 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 really encourage you guys to go read the readmes and stuff. F18 taken off on a Lambert. But anywho, no, please, I'm not your personal computer support. I try to help with the knowledge that I do have in the comments whenever I can, but don't send me your computer. Dylan has the last question of the day. What was your previous job? Airplanes taking off in the background. Perfect timing for that. It was the airport. Worked at the airport. Worked in air cargo. Pushed airplanes out. I drove the little, the big, humongous truck that pushes the planes out. Marshaled people. I drove forklifts. Loaded those in there. And all of my airport vlogs, pretty much. If you go to my vlog playlist and check those out, you can see what I used to do. So, guys, I hope I answered all the questions that I could there. All the good ones that I received in Twitter. If I didn't get to yours, I'm sorry. It just didn't make the cut, essentially. Not that it was a bad question or something. I just had to have a certain amount. Otherwise, we just go on forever and ever and ever. So I got to thank you guys so much for the support and love you guys have shown me. 110,000 subscribers right now. I mean, we hit 100K like a week ago, less than that, and now we've gained 10,000 subscribers. The growth is crazy. So all the new faces, all the newcomers, thank you guys so much for subscribing. It's just been such an amazing experience to see my channel explode the way it has. And I always have to thank you guys for it. You've truly changed my life. And I know it sounds weird when somebody says, when you watch a video on YouTube, you can change somebody's life. You really can. The advertisers make their money and we get a cut of that. So whenever we're doing this as a job, after you get bigger and bigger and bigger, you start making more money. And I've never had money in my entire life. And this is like the first time in my life we've been able to buy groceries, and I haven't worried about having to have money for groceries or food or something. It's been comfortable. It's been, insane. And I thank you guys so much for that. So here's the 200,000 and beyond. Even if we only made it to 150, guys, it's been a fucking amazing journey. And I thank all of you guys for that from the bottom of me heart. So with that said, guys, I'll see you in a game soon, I'm sure this week. And it is currently Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday. So, no, Thursday. I'm an idiot. Wednesday. I was supposed to do this yesterday. I didn't get around to it because the neighbor's dog was barking by the window the entire time. So I could not record that. That would have been really bad. So it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We've already made it through the week. So hope you guys have had a good week. Leave a comment below and let me know if there's a question I didn't answer. Maybe I can answer it down there really quick. With that said, take care, guys.